Redditors who work in retail, what's the saddest thing someone ever returned? For more infotainment, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thanks for watching. I used to be a manager for Disney Store. We had a regular old man come in with his wife regularly. Super cute couple, I mean, matching outfits, holding hands, just cute as could be. We used to sell these huge stuffed animals, like Ginner Mouse. The couple came in about once a week and would just walk around, laugh and smile. Buy things here and there. One night he came in on his own and bought one of these gigantic Mickeys we had. It was $300 I think. He was so excited. He told us all about how he was going to take her out to dinner and it would be sitting there on the bed to surprise her when they got home. Anyway, 2 days later he walked back in, carrying the gigantic Mickey Mouse plush to return it. He had bought it to surprise her for her 75th birthday. She passed away in her sleep the day before her birthday. He thanked us and said goodbye, and that he would not be coming back because our store reminded him too much of his wife. We found out he passed away a week later. It was just 7 days from the day his wife passed. We found out all the details 'cause one of our employees went to their same church. Someone returned a lot of baby clothes to us one day. Her sister had given birth to stillbirth twins. It was so sad. I work for the largest retailer in Canada. We have a maternity division. I work at head office, used to do store support, and the maternity division is the only one of our 6 that we aren't allowed/supposed to ask for a reason for a gift card return. It's never a good answer. I find it very respectful of my company though. Edit, clarifying company. One of the largest Canadian retailers star. I didn't expect this comment to blow up. Edit 2, Reitmans. You guys are relentless and I love you for it. Reitmans opened in the 1920s. The company stands behind their basic, down-to-earth, relatable, and very humane policies and I like them a lot for it. This is very thoughtful. I wish all stores were like that. Wife and I have recently lost our daughter. It's incredibly hard keeping it together hauling around baby, and going to a store with it, and seeing all the other happy people with their babies. You don't want to explain it, or talk about. You've already done that 100 times. To everyone who ever knew you were expecting. We lost a daughter at about 3 months. We knew well before she was born that she probably wouldn't make it very long, but there was a chance, so we gave that to her. We gave most of her stuff to other families that had babies. The only thing harder than unplugging the baby wipe warmer was picking out a headstone. That's actually really nice. I've miscarried before, too early to have bought anything worth returning, and I have had some residual anxiety about something going wrong with this pregnancy. I'm 36 weeks now, so hopefully we're in the clear lol, and when we started to buy things I actually wondered about that, and how awful it would be if we had to argue or explain with staff in a situation like that. Edit. Man, I just made an offhand comment not even thinking and you guys have proven to be the sweetest and kindest ever. Thanks for all the well wishes guys. I really appreciate it. Also, thanks for sharing your stories of loss with me. I'm so sorry that so many of you have had to experience something so hard. So much love to all of you. Congratulations. I can relate. I was 6 months pregnant when we lost our son in 2014. We had the crib, high chair, exerciser. My co-workers came over one day while I was resting and took it all away for us. I'm forever grateful. There's just no way I could have done it myself. I'm sure my husband would have done it for us but I needed him with me 24/7 just to keep me sane. It worked out the way it did and now we have the most beautiful and smiley little girl who turns 7 months next week. It's going to be great for you. 2 middle-aged ladies, apparently sisters, were having the time of their life in my department. One bought a ton of assorted housewares, including some relatively inexpensive but very distinctive colored glass vases. We chatted throughout. They were fun. I kept thinking how much of a real joy it had been to deal with them. The next week, she came back to return the vases. When I asked the reason for the return, expecting the color/size didn't work like I expected, she embarrassedly explained that impulsive purchases were a problem in her manic states. I go to Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance meetings. One day one of the bipolars said that he'd bought a brand new car while manic. The depressives were a bit shocked until the other bipolars chipped in. "Oh, so did I. I bought a horse. I bought a house." Edit. Since this is getting some visibility, people who are interested might try looking for, or starting up, local meetings for either DBSA or NAMI National Alliance on Mental Illness. And I've just created r/DBS Alliance. EDIT2, online meeting at r/DBS Alliance at 8 p.m. EDT, this evening. Everyone is welcome, and coping ideas for SAD or the holidays are encouraged. Not a return, but I worked in a jewelry store and the saddest sale we ever had was a lay-by. Guy had this ring on lay-by for 12 months but died in a car accident. His parents came in and picked up the ring so his girlfriend could keep it. Don't think she had any idea he was going to propose. Ugh, I had a friend who died in a car accident, and his GF was wearing an engagement ring at the funeral. That was when I found out that he'd proposed, and I said congratulations to her without thinking, then cringed. She was good about it. She made some joke like, "Yeah, took him long enough," to break the tension from my incredibly stupid remark. I also remember that the funeral home was oppressively, stiflingly floral, and most of his friends ended up in the parking lot passing around joints and sharing stories about the guy. Funerals are a weird thing. When I was in Iraq, my bunkmate was dating a fellow in another unit who was also deployed. We were all truck drivers, so we would all watch for his truck and try to let them meet up for a minute or two at fuel stops, etc. One night I was manning the radio at our base when a call came through. He'd been killed, and they were sending a chaplain over to tell her. Longest 2 hours of my life, sitting there, knowing he was dead while she slept. We put her on emergency leave so she could go home for his funeral. He'd been sending his paychecks home to his mom so she could pay for the ring he'd designed for my friend. He had planned to propose once they were both back home. His parents paid off the ring from his life insurance, and gave it to her after his funeral. I worked at Toys R Us in the late 90s, before there was really a separate baby store, and we sold all the cribs and clothing, etc. Someone returned carts full of baby items from a registry. An older man came in on behalf of the mother because the baby was stillborn. We accepted all items at full price with no recipes and gave back cash. Family certainly didn't need hundreds of dollars in store credit. We're expecting our first baby and plan to use cloth diapers. There's a Canadian company we are buying from that has a God forbid guarantee. If you buy from them and, God forbid, something happens to your baby and you don't need the diapers, you can return everything for a full refund. They created it after the owner saw a woman post her lot online to sell because her son had died. Edit. Since some folks seem to think this wording is odd, cloth diapers are different from other baby stuff in that they need to be stripped/washed ahead of time to be prepared for baby. So it's not like returning bottles and toys that are still brand new and untouched. Companies will take back cloth diapers that are unwashed and in the original packaging, and within their 30/90/whatever day time frame, but most will not take back those that have been bought and prepared months ahead of time, hence why this woman was selling hers online when she didn't need them. I work at a thrift store and it's not exactly returning, but we get a lot of sad donations. Like we got a father's suicide recording made for his 2 sons, sad face, it's like 2 hours long. I listened to the whole thing. Also there's a guy who comes in every week and donates 1 box of stuff. I asked him if he was moving one time and he said, "No, these were my wife's, she's passed now." I'm never asking someone why they're donating ever again. My girlfriend once bought a pewter tea set from a thrift store. Inside one of the cups was a small bit of card stationery with a note on it. I don't remember the exact wording, but it was something to the effect of, "David, your grandmother would have wanted you to have this."